the parties have come to some agreements. At this time, the state would announce those agreements. The parties have agreed for the court to grant Mr. Phelps a standard possession and access order. The parties have agreed to a retroactive child support judgment in the amount of $11,124 as of February 4th, 2025, and agreed for the court to order Mr. Phelps to pay that judgment off at the rate of $106 per month, beginning March 1st, 2025. The parties have agreed for the court to order Mr. Phelps to carry health insurance through his employer for the child, with a medical support credit of $400 monthly. The parties have agreed to a mutual no non-disclosure of either party's information, and the $400 credit does include dental insurance. So that means the parties have agreed for the court to order Mr. Phelps to carry both health and dental insurance through his employer.
Okay.
And the contested issues are joint managing conservatorship versus sole, the issue of a geographic restriction, and the parties themselves have an agreement for child support, but we need to get that on the record. All right, and so the state would.
Just one second, Ms. Laskowski. Is there an agreement on who is the primary?
Yes, that would be Phelps.
Okay. Is there an agreement on court costs? Or has that been addressed?
That I don't believe that's been addressed, but the state would ask for the court to assess those against Mr. Phelps according to the statute.
Okay. So it looks like the contested issues are conservatorship, geographical restriction, and potentially child support. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. You may proceed.
All right. The state would first call Ms. Phelps. Ms. Phelps, are you and Mr. Phelps able to make decisions together for your children?
We have been.
Okay. Are you able to communicate about your child's needs?
I'm sorry, your phone. I didn't hear you.
Are you able to communicate about the child's needs?
Yeah, I believe so.
Do you believe it's in the court or in the child's best interest for the court to appoint you and Mr. Phelps as joint managing conservators?
Yes. Yes. The only thing I was worried about is his medical.
Why are you worried about that? What are you asking for in medical decisions?
Just because we had made an agreement on his medical decisions previously, and my husband didn't oppose that agreement.
What do you mean, Ms. Phelps? I'm very confused by that statement.
We said we weren't getting our son vaccinated, and because he wanted to get him in school, he got him vaccinated without my knowledge and without communicating with me, and
okay. So
what we had agreed to.
So you're saying you do not trust Mr. Phelps to make medical decisions for your son?
No, I don't.
Okay. You may continue, Ms. Laskowski.
Ms. Phelps, do you have any plans to move outside of Brazoria County?
No, I don't have any intentions on moving.
Okay. Um, Why are you asking for the court not to order a geographic restriction?
Because I would like my freedom, and in the event that I ever choose to move, I live in Brazoria County, but I live in Houston. If I choose to move, I don't want to not be able to because I'm restricted by the court.
And Ms. Phelps, you understand that a geographical restriction means you can move to Brazoria and any county touching Brazoria. Do you understand that?
Okay,
Which means Harris County, Fort Bend County, any county that touches Brazoria, you can move to. But you still don't want a restriction, is that correct?
what if I choose to move to Humble or something? That's not touching in any way. So
Is Humble in Harris County?
no,
Okay.
that's what I'm aware of.
Okay. You may continue, Ms. Laskowski. Ms. Laskowski, are you
Yes,
there?
Judge. Ms. Phelps, have you and Mr. Phelps come to any agreement about current child support?
We previously talked and he agreed to $600 a month on child support, but that was out of the court agreement, but he hasn't been paying it. He's been paying $300 since October.
And in addition to whatever cash he's paying you that you just testified to, is Mr. Phelps covering any recurring expenses for the children?
Like what? No.
Like monthly extracurriculars,
No.
monthly tuition, anything like
No.
that? Okay.
No.
All right. Pass the witness, Judge.
Mr. Phelps, do you have any questions of Ms. Phelps?
Our first question would be, prior to us coming before the judge, we both agreed moving forward, I can pay $600 a month plus the 106 from the back child support. I want to know, do that still stand or she's making a change?
So Ms. Phelps, are you requesting that child support still stay at 600? Or are you asking for guidelines?
I mean, I haven't received it since.
Okay, do you want it to stay at 600 or do you want it based on guidelines? If you know. You have to answer any question he asks you unless you object to it, Ms. Phelps. Do you have an objection to answering that question?
I don't know. I'm sorry.
Okay, you have to answer the question, Ms. Phelps. So are you wanting child support to stay at 600 or are you asking for it to be set on guidelines? If you know, I need an answer, Ms. Phelps.
I know. I want to do what's right for my son.
Okay. Okay. That doesn't really answer the question. Do you have another question, Mr. Phelps?
My question is, if Mom has been on my insurance, she knows that I've been taking him to the doctor. I have done a lot of things to make sure my son is healthy. His health is a priority of mine. I know that when we had a discussion about the vaccinations, even to this moment, I thought we was talking about the previous vaccinations as far as COVID and things like that. When I did the vaccinations for Ron,
Mr. Phelps, I just need to stop you because you're giving me a lot of testimony.
okay,
I need you to get to your question.
Okay. The question is,
Miss Phelps, you can't put answers in the chat. So, okay. Mr. Phelps, your next question.
my question is, do you think that I will harm wrong medically in any type of way, knowing that I'm going to bring harm to my son?
And you have to take yourself off mute, Miss Phelps.
Oh.
Not you, Mr. Phelps.
I think that you won't do the research to find out if what you're doing is harmful to your son.
Do you have another question, Mr. Phelps? Are you there, Mr. Phelps?
Yes, ma'am. I don't have any questions. I'm sorry.
Okay. Miss Phelps, what vaccination did Mr. Phelps get for your son that you were not in agreement with?
The last group of vaccinations that he got, I really don't even to this day know what all those were.
So how many times has he taken your son to get vaccines without your permission?
Just this once. Everything that that my son needs, I've been the one taking him to the doctors, and this one was because he was trying to do some stuff behind my back. And
when did that occur? Can you give me the month and the year?
that was the month or a few days before our last court date. Because he was trying to show you guys that he was taking him to the doctor.
So November of 2024 is when he got your son vaccinated without your approval?
Yeah.
Okay. You may call your next witness, Ms. Laskowski.
I believe I might have forgotten to get her sworn in, but the state would call Ms. Sweeney.
Yeah, I did not know she was going to be.
Yeah, that's my.
If you could unmute yourself, Ms. Sweeney.
Yes, ma'am.
Please state your full name for the record.
Madison Sweeney.
Do you solemnly swear that any testimony you're about to give in this case today is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
You may lower your hand. You may proceed, Ms. Laskowski.
Could you please state your name for the record?
Madison Sweeney.
And where are you employed?
The Office of the Attorney General.
And what is your position there?
I'm a child support officer.
What is the nature of your responsibilities and duties as a child support officer?
I am responsible to calculate child support and medical support, as well as retroactive child support and medical support.
Did you calculate current guideline child support in this matter?
I did.
And what were your calculations?
Okay, so based on wages reported to the state, the month grossly income would be $6,972.23. Giving him Mr. Phelps credit for $400 in medical and dental. A net income was $5,203.80. With one child on this order and no other, it would be 20% of that, equaling child support to be $1,041 a month.
I am sharing my screen with what I've marked as, for identification purposes, as State's Exhibit 1. Can you tell me what this is?
That is a child support calculation sheet.
All right. And is this also a shorthand rendition of the testimony you just provided to the court?
Correct.
At this time, state would offer into evidence State's Exhibit 1, a child support calculation sheet.
Mr. Phelps, do you have any objection to this being admitted into evidence?
So previously they gave me a credit for the money that I have paid up until this point, which I believe came out to $3,500.
Okay. My question right now, Mr. Phelps, is do you have an objection to the state submitting into evidence, not for the truth of it, but just as evidence?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, what is your objection?
My objection, well, I don't see the credit of the 3,500 that they,
Can you make it bigger, Miss Laskowski? I can barely see it. Okay, what credit are you talking about, sir?
the money that I had already paid her from the time of March of last year till now.
So, Mr. Phelps, this is for current child support. This is not retro. So this has nothing to do with that credit. This is a calculation sheet on how they calculated what current child support would be each month. Do you have an objection to this being admitted into evidence?
So is this overriding the conversation we had when we both agreed to $600 a month?
I can't answer that, sir. All I can ask you is, are you objecting to this being admitted into evidence? Is that a yes, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Ms. Phelps, do you have any objection to this being admitted into evidence? And you may be on mute because I cannot hear you.
No.
Okay. This will be admitted into evidence. You can stop sharing your screen. Thank you.
Pass the witness, Judge.
Okay. Ms. Phelps, do you have any questions of Ms. Sweeney? And you have to unmute yourself and let me know on the record.
No.
Mr. Phelps, do you have any questions of Ms. Sweeney?
Yes, I want to know about the credits that had calculated before. And
Are you talking about the retro child support credits, sir?
when you say retro, you mean what I have paid before the court order?
I'm just trying to understand your question, Mr. Phelps. What credit are you talking? Do you know what he's talking about, Ms. Sweeney? Okay.
I do.
Answer the
Okay.
question.
So, sir, that credit was applied to the retroactive support that initially came out to $14,574. We took off $3,450, equaling the $11,124 that you agreed to in retroactive support to pay $106 towards.
Okay.
Yes.
Do you have any other questions, Mr. Phelps?
So the agreement that we had before coming before the judge, when we both agreed to $600 a month, is that no longer stands?
Am I going to answer this as well?
It depends on if Ms. Laskowski objects or not. Yes, you have to answer it.
Yes. The state would,
Are you objecting, Ms. Laskowski?
no.
Yes, you have to answer, Ms. Sweeney.
Okay, so this is based on, even when deviating, we do have to by law calculate based on Texas state guidelines and based on your current income. Even with an agreement, that is what is for sure calculated for a child support amount. Now, basing on the agreement y'all had, that is up to the judge on whether she grants or denies. I just have to calculate still based on the state's behalf.
Any other questions, Mr. Phelps?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Ms. Sweeney, you are excused.
Thank you.
Any other witnesses, Ms. Laskowski?
The state would call Mr. Phelps.
You may proceed.
Mr. Phelps, you've previously testified that you do not agree to these guideline calculations. Can you explain to the court why?
Only because me and Nadia have verbally had several agreements, which I thought we both agreed to the child support amount. And even before coming before the court, when we were talking to Ms. Sweeney or the lady before, we both agreed on record. So I was just wanting to know why the change, or does that stand or not?
And Mr. Phelps, that was a question for Ms. Phelps. That's not a, Ms. Laskowski can't answer that.
Okay.
And
You can ask your next question, Ms.
And
Laskowski.
frankly, I believe that's been asked and answered by Ms. Sweeney. Mr. Phelps, do you provide any support to Ms. Phelps for the children, directly to Ms. Phelps for the children on a recurring basis?
I have,
That's on an ongoing basis before today, and it's going to continue. Is that right?
yes, ma'am.
What are you providing?
Well, I have been providing $300 a month.
Okay, objection, relevance, that goes to the issue of retro, Judge.
Sustained. Ask your question. Ask the question again, Ms. Laskowski. Listen to her question, Mr. Phelps.
Mr. Phelps, do you provide directly to Ms. Phelps on an ongoing basis support for the children?
Yes.
Okay. Do you pay for extracurriculars for the children?
He's in no extracurriculars at the moment.
Okay. Do you pay monthly school tuition for your son?
He's in public school.
Okay. Do you provide Ms. Phelps with monthly cash payments?
Outside of the retro calculations.
Sir, I'm asking questions about what you do on an ongoing basis. To help you provide the court testimony on the appropriateness of guidelines, so the court can make that determination. Are you doing anything to support children that justifies from the guidelines of 1041?
Yes. Last week he was out of school for a whole week because he was sick and he was with me. So Nadia wouldn't have to take off for work, and I bought medical supplies and things like that to get him back well so he can go back to school. So he was out of school for a whole week. In my opinion, that would be support in some form or fashion.
Okay, does that happen often?
I mean, every time he gets sick and he can't go to school, then due to me working from home, he's with me.
How often does he get sick?
You don't get sick very often.
Pass the witness, Judge.
Ms. Phelps, do you have any questions of Mr. Phelps?
No. No.
Okay, Mr. Phelps. Can you tell me about when you went to go take your son to get vaccinated without mom's approval?
Okay.
What
So
happened there?
what happened was my son hasn't had his vaccinations, his 5-year vaccinations. When I asked her about it several of times, she told me that she was going to take care of it and don't worry about it. But she also enrolled him in public school. And because of that, I was concerned, from one, that she has her mother at home that is on hospice, and I don't know if him not being vaccinated, that was a concern for me. So because I took him to the doctor, because he hasn't went to the doctor since he turned 5 years old. Well, technically, he didn't go to the doctor since he was 4 years old. So I took him to the doctor, and the doctor told me that he hasn't been vaccinated. He hasn't had none of his 4-year-old shots. So that's why I got it vaccinated. It wasn't to be vindictive to Nadia. I was truly concerned about his health, knowing that he's going to public school.
Did you know Ms. Phelps was opposed to vaccination?
I know she was opposed to the COVID vaccination. And when we had our conversations, we had conversations about COVID, the bird flu, and those vaccinations. because I didn't understand fully the new vaccinations that they give kids. This is my first child, so I'm not that aware of the different vaccinations. Nadia has been very adamant about not giving the vaccinations due to what's being put out there on TikTok and the different things like that. So because I wasn't aware, I didn't do that to get back to her. It's because I took him to the doctor and the doctor told me that he needed his vaccinations, one, to even get enrolled in school. So I was concerned about that. I didn't know that Nadia went and got the uh the uh the paper for him not to get vaccinated to go to school.
So y'all had not communicated that with each other.
No, ma'am.
Okay, and in a minute, Miss Phelps, I'll get your side of it. Okay. Okay. Do you plan on doing anything like that in the future?
No, ma'am.
And I'm assuming, Mr. Phelps, you are opposed to paying $1,041 a month in child support.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. What is the reason why you feel that you cannot pay that?
Because I have my own apartment. I have a truck note that is gonna put me in a situation where I'm not gonna be able to provide for myself, let alone to continue to provide for him. When he's
Okay.
in my custody, I also buy him clothes, I feed him, and things of that nature. So, just in my opinion, it will help out a whole lot. And one, because I have been in my child life since the day he was born. I have never left him nor her hanging because of our separation and our divorce. This is not just leave my son on her. And she knows
Mr. Have y'all gotten divorced?
haven't gotten divorced yet.
Okay, let me ask you this then. You do you rent or do you have a mortgage?
I ran
How much is your rent each month?
1575
Do you live alone or do you have roommates or a partner?
alone.
Okay. What is your vehicle note?
559.
And what kind of vehicle do you have?
I have a GMC Canyon truck,
What year is it?
2016.
And your utilities at home, do you have cable?
No,
Do you have
I have,
internet?
I have internet,
Okay, how much is your internet each month?
$70.
Do you pay electricity, your light bill?
Yes, ma'am.
How much on average is that each month?
I would say about 150.
Okay. Do you pay gas or just electricity?
Pay gas, and I drive back and forth to Rosharon quite often.
Oh, just and I'll get to that. I meant is your stove gas or is your stove electric?
Oh, it's electric.
Okay. Do you pay a water bill at home?
Yes, ma'am.
How much is your water bill each month?
It's roughly about $35.
Okay. Now, how much would you say in a week you spend on gas for your vehicle?
A week, I would say I spend $150 a week
And so are you driving a lot for work?
for work, and I travel back and forth to Rosharon quite often.
And where do you live, Mr. Phelps?
I live in Montgomery County in Spring.
Gotcha. Okay. So if you spend 150 a week, I'm just going to average that out there. So you spend $600 a week, give or take, on gas or a month on gas.
I would say give or take.
Do you have a cell phone?
Yes, ma'am.
And how much do you pay a month for your cell phone?
$100.
100. Okay. Do you have any other major bills for necessities besides the one that we've gone over?
I would say the only other necessity is food.
Okay, how much do you spend a month on food, Mr. Phelps?
I would say about $400 on food.
I Adding up your expenses for necessities, it comes to about $3,489 a month. And I show your net is about 5,203. And I understand you have other bills, Mr. Phelps. And Mr. Phelps, do you have any objection to Miss Phelps being able to move wherever she wants to move? Are you okay with that, or are you wanting her to be restricted to be in Brazoria and the surrounding counties?
I would prefer her to be restricted because I'm very active in my son's life.
Okay, Miss Phelps, do you want to unmute yourself?
Yes.
Okay, can you tell me your side of what happened with the incident in November with the vaccine? Had you and Mr. Phelps ever communicated beforehand that you did not want your son having vaccination?
We did. We had previously talked. We actually talked a couple of times. He kept bringing it up about him wanting to get my son enrolled in school, and he was trying to find a place to get him enrolled in school, and he got his apartment in spring, and I was like, okay, well, I'll take care of his schooling stuff because he's gonna go to school over here. Then he said his vaccine he needed, as he was enrolling him in school, he said that the school was asking for vaccines, but then he also said that the school said that they couldn't take my son because they didn't have pre-K, so he couldn't go to school till he's 5. My son is not 5 years old, he's only 4 years old right now. So they said he said the school could not accept my son, but he still wanted to move forward and get him the vaccine. He didn't tell me any of that, him wanting to get the vaccine. He kept asking me about it. We talked about it. He said he didn't agree to the vaccines. He didn't want to get the vaccines. I didn't agree to it. He didn't agree to it. We both agreed that we were not going to do that. And I thought that was the end of it. So the day after we agreed that we were not going to vaccinate my son, I went and filed the paperwork with the state saying that they would waive the vaccinations for him to get enrolled in school at my house.
Okay. And then
I found out while we were at court the last time that he indeed had, like a week earlier, went and got our son vaccinated.
Okay. Okay.
He didn't tell me about it. He didn't tell me about it when he did it, before he did it, after he did it. I didn't find out till we were on a live video conference with you guys.
Okay. Okay. Anything else you want to tell me, Ms. Phelps, before I make my ruling? Okay. Anything else, Mr. Phelps, you want to tell me before I make my ruling in this case?
I just want to say that Nadia knows that I'm a great father. She knows I'm very involved in my son's life. We value our relationship, and that's it. I just want on record that I really value my relationship with my son, and I constantly been in his life, and I don't want to be removed out of his life.
And we can put it on record that I do agree with him, and I do think that he is a great father, and I don't have any intentions on taking his son out of his life.
I appreciate you both saying that. Okay. Anything else, Ms. Laskowski?
No, Judge.
The court is going to approve the agreement. This Ms. Phelps is going to be named as the primary to determine where your child lives. There will be a standard possession order, so standard visitation. There will be no non-disclosure based on the agreement of the parties. Retroactive child support, there will be a judgment of $11,124 as of February 4th, 2025. That will be paid at $106 a month beginning March 1st. Medical support will be provided by Mr. Phelps through his employer. He will be getting a credit of $400 for medical and dental. Dental support will also be provided by Mr. Phelps through his employer. I am going to order a joint managing conservatorship, but only Ms. Phelps can make medical decisions for the child at this time. In regards to the geographical restriction, I am going to order a geographical restriction to Brazoria and the surrounding counties. Normally, Ms. Phelps, if you had a job lined up somewhere already, you were planning to move, you had some other issue, then that could be addressed. But because there's nothing that you have planned right now, there will be a geographical restriction.
Can I ask a question on that?
Just one moment, let me finish with and then you can ask a question. In regards to child support, there was an agreement between the parties before we came to court at $600 a month. There was testimony that that agreement is not valid any longer by both parties. I have not found that Mr. Phelps has extenuating circumstances where he can't pay guideline amount. So child support will be set at guideline amount of $1,041 a month. That's going to start March 1st of 2025. Any court costs in this matter will be assessed to Mr. Phelps, and he is going to have until February 4th of 2026 to pay those off to Brazoria County. This will be the ruling of the court. There will be no non-disclosure as previously stated. Did I get everything, Ms. Laskowski?
I believe so. A quick check.
Okay.
Yes, that is complete, Judge. Thank you.
Okay. Ms. Phelps, what question did you have?
If I do want to move, how would I go about getting an exception to that restriction?
I'm going to let, in a minute, you would have to come back to the court and let the court know the reason why you're wanting to move and ask for the court to change that. In a minute, I'm going to put you back in a waiting in the breakout room, and Ms. Laskowski or the OAG can talk to you about the details on that. So for now, Mr. Phelps, do you have any questions? Okay. This is the conclusion of the hearing. Ms. Phelps, I'm going to send you a pop-up to go to break room 32. Ms. Laskowski is going to come by and go over the order with you. I do have to let you both know, since this was a contested hearing, if you are not in agreement or you are not happy with what I ordered today, you have a 3-day window to file what's called a de novo with the Brazoria County Clerk's Office, so that this case can be heard anew in front of a different judge. So you have 3 days to do that. So for now, Ms. Phelps, I'm going to send you a pop-up to go to break room 32 and Mr. Phelps to 31. And Ms. Laskowski will come over the order with you guys.